everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming, Neda. I want to say that everybody here is meant to be here, and I am so grateful for your presence. Your presence really is the gift. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Neda's music has been such an important, helpful part of my shifting from fear and from pain to love. That experience of what I am is something that I have felt through her music, and that is my prayer, my intention for all of us tonight, that we're willing to let ourselves feel the love that we really are, to get out of the head and into the heart. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, this feels super intimate. How we're here together with a small group feels very magical. So thank you all so much for coming. Corey emailed me a couple of days ago saying like, oh, nobody RSVP'd, and what are we gonna do? Are we still gonna have the event? And it's beautiful that she was like really sharing how she was using it all for mind training and yeah, using whatever that brought up of not having quote unquote enough people registered or any people registered yet to come. So it was beautiful. I was so touched by her email, and I was like, you know what, we're coming either way, and maybe we're just supposed to spend the day with you, or we don't know what anything is for, and we'll just come and we'll see how things unfold. And we actually just came back from Typhoon Lagoon, where we were today, and we spent a beautiful day at the water park together, and we had so much fun of just being carried in the lazy river, and then bit by bit, people, all of you did start saying, oh, I can make it, or I'm coming, I'll be there, and it was just so much fun seeing in such a short time. Now we're here together in a very intimate setting. So thank you so much, Sean and Corey, for opening your house up for us. I was just looking through my Course in Miracles mantra songs, and who here is familiar with the Course in Miracles? Ah, nice. Beautiful. So, I was kind of feeling to start off with a mantra that we can sing together. Do you guys love to sing along? You guys love singing together? I love it. Okay, because Corey was already saying that she loves singing and that she would love to do some singing together. And for me, singing the Course in Miracles lessons has been really huge into really feeling what they're about. And like Corey says, really sinking from the head into the heart. Because when we sing them, it's really like you can't intellectualize the teachings anymore. They just speak to you and tell you what they mean. So I was just looking through, and I saw this one lesson. It comes from lesson 291. And the lesson is, this is a day of stillness and of peace. So it's just a beautiful mantra for us to just sink in and take some time to arrive and to just hand over this evening to the Spirit. And I'll sing it in the way that this mantra came through for me, but feel very, very free to sing it in whatever way feels good for you. Maybe you like to sing it higher or lower, or very loud or very soft, or maybe just in your mind. Everything is good. So it goes something like this. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. That's it. Okay, let's try it. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a day of stillness and of peace. This is a handing over this evening together into the hands of the Spirit. That whatever is there for us to see, to be healed, to be brought up, the Spirit got us, so we can relax. Just feel yourself sinking to your chair. Like, oh, all I had to do was show up. Here now. The Spirit only needs my willingness. favorites. So this is one of her favorites, another mantra that comes from lesson 264. I am surrounded by the love of God. And you can sing the lesson with me. Again, just feel free, sing it in your own way. But it goes something like this. I am surrounded by the love of God. You can also sing it lower, so that feels easier, like this. I am surrounded by the love of God. 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 Father, you stand before me and behind, beside me, in a place I see myself, and everywhere I go, you are in all the things I look upon, the sounds I hear, and every hand that reaches for my own. In you, time disappears and place becomes a meaningless belief, for what surrounds me and keeps me safe is love itself. I am surrounded by the love of God. I'm surrounded by the love of God. I am surrounded by the love of God. Ooh, I am surrounded. I'm surrounded by the love of God. I am surrounded by the love of God. Ooh, what surrounds me and keeps me safe is love itself. There's no source but this, and nothing is that doesn't share its holiness, that stands beyond your one creation, or without the love which holds all things within itself. Father, I am like yourself. I come to you in your own name today, to be at peace within your everlasting love. I am surrounded by the love of God. God, I'm surrounded by the love of God. Thank you. Well, it's mantra day, mantra night. There's another mantra that Corey requested that comes to mind now. She even has it on her fridge, wrote it down because it's so beautiful. And it's a beautiful text from the Course that says, the kingdom is perfectly united and perfectly protected, and the ego will not prevail against it. And so it comes from a beautiful section, chapter 4, Love Without Conflict. And I'll read a little bit before that piece, because it's so beautiful. It says, it is hard to understand what the kingdom of heaven is within you really means. This is because it is not understandable to the ego, which interprets it as if something outside is inside, and this does not mean anything. The word within is unnecessary. The kingdom of heaven is you. What else but you did the Creator create? And what else but you is His kingdom? This is the whole message of the atonement. A message which, in its totality, transcends the sum of its parts. You too have a kingdom that your spirit created. It has not ceased to create because of the ego's illusions. Your creations are no more fatherless than you are. Your ego and your spirit will never be co-creators, but your spirit and your creator will always be. Be confident that your creations are as safe as you are. The kingdom is perfectly united and perfectly protected, and the ego will not prevail against it. Amen. That's how it ends even. So it's like really this, to me, how I interpret it is more like, okay, whatever crazy things the ego comes with, it always tries to pull out something else from its head, right? It makes it crazier and crazier and try to distract us. Like, no, this is really, you need to take this serious. Look at this, look at that. And this is a prayer that says, like, well, you know, the kingdom, which is within us and who we truly are, it can never, the ego can never do anything against that, because the ego is not real in the first place and the kingdom is, right? So it can never interfere. Like an illusion can never truly interfere with reality, because it's an illusion. So this is like a prayer that reminds us, like, okay, whatever crazy things the ego come with, the kingdom is still perfectly united, perfectly protected, and the ego will not prevail against it, cannot prevail against it. And amen, it's like, that's how it is. We heard this morning with James, what did he say? Punto y punto. Like, that's it. Basta. Nothing else, you know? So, let me take a little sip there. So maybe you know the text and it's easier to sing along. If you don't know it, it's maybe a little bit harder, but the amen is very easy. So if you can just join with me in what this is saying, and you can join me in singing the amen to just affirm this truth, you know, that really, yeah, this is what that Remember Your Dreaming is also about. It's like, yeah, of course, the journey can sometimes seem very painful or scary, and yeah, we're not here to like deny that or say like, oh, what you're worrying about, you know. I mean, it's good to feel it if you're going through it, and be kind to yourself and your journey. But I think in the end, the whole thing that the course is trying to teach us is that we're already there. You know, that the journey back home really isn't a journey. It's a journey without distance, you know, to a place that we never truly left. Like we're already there. And this prayer is basically saying the same thing. Like the kingdom is perfectly united, perfectly protected, and the ego will not prevail against it. There's nothing that the ego can do to change who we truly are and where we truly are. So the mantra goes like this. The kingdom is perfectly united and perfectly protected, and the ego cannot prevail against it. And let me go to that. Amen. The prayer a couple of times first. Okay, so the kingdom is perfectly united and perfectly protected, and the ego will not prevail against it. Okay, let's try it. The kingdom is perfectly united and perfectly protected, and the ego will not prevail against it. The kingdom is perfectly united and perfectly protected, and the ego will not prevail against it. The kingdom is perfectly united is me. So if you can let this enter in your heart, allow the Spirit to translate it for you. The kingdom of heaven is you. What else but you that the Creator creates? And what else but you is His kingdom? This is the whole message of the atonement. A message which in its totality transcends the sum of its parts. The kingdom of heaven is you.